In a routine inspection of an ancient vault in the heart of Buckingham Palace, Catherine stumbles upon a mysterious, dust-covered package. As she inspects it further, she uncovers a hidden relic from the past, the original wedding gift given to the Queen. What secrets does this age-old treasure hold, and why was it hidden for decades? Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. Drawn by an insatiable fascination with royal history, Catherine often found herself wandering the opulent corridors of Buckingham Palace. But today, as sunlight filtered through stained glass, casting colourful patterns on the ancient stone floors, her curiosity took her beyond the surface to the very depths of the palace itself, a place untouched by the passage of modern time. Her exploration led her to a vault sunken deep in the annals of the palace's storied foundation. This particular vault, known to few and accessed by even fewer, was rumoured to house remnants of the monarchy's distant past. The forgotten chamber seemed almost mythical until Catherine, guided by intuition and perhaps a touch of fate, discovered its hidden entry. The marvel of the vault was its masterfully concealed existence amidst the digital age, as though the very mechanics that had orchestrated its secrets had purposely been buried along with it. This wasn't just another room, it was a time capsule passage to another era, safeguarded by the thick, cool breaths of London's ancient air. Her eyes fell upon a particular package in the dim light, almost pristine despite the layers of dust that hinted at decades, possibly centuries, of neglect. The package was neat yet enigmatic, teasing its secrets through tightly wrapped layers that begged to be unravelled. Within moments, Catherine was transported to a vivid mental canvas, painted with scenes of past royal weddings, a sacred tradition adorned with opulence, reverence, and the kind of grandeur only the monarchy could command. She couldn't help but imagine the ceremonies, each more extravagant than the last, celebrated with treasures that reverberated through history. Among these treasures, wedding gifts occupied a special place, signifying alliances, hopes, and dreams forged in the glow of royal unions. They were artifacts of emotion, frozen in time, each story richer than the finest tapestry. As Catherine meticulously examined the centuries-old gift in her hands, speculation brewed in her mind like a silent storm. Why was this particular offering relegated to obscurity? What sentiment, scandal, or intrigue lay hidden behind its deliberate concealment? It was a question that not only beckoned an answer but demanded a plunge into the stories of the palace itself. What Catherine held could illuminate a forgotten saga or unravel the delicate threads that bound this grand family together. As whispers of the past echo through the palace walls, Catherine is set on unravelling the mystery, plunging into a forgotten era of royal history. The palace vaults guard the secrets of the monarchy's most intimate moments. What Catherine uncovers isn't just a gift, it's a symbol, steeped in hidden history and shrouded in royal intrigue. What could be so important that it was guarded away from prying eyes for decades? The air in Buckingham Palace is cool and silent, a grandiose hush that conceals more than the faint echo of footsteps on its marble floors. Beneath the splendid halls and opulent rooms lies an architectural labyrinth, the vaults. These are not ordinary underground storages, but an intricately woven tapestry of history, where the whispers of forgotten eras have settled like dust on hidden treasures. Only a few know the paths well enough to navigate the dimly lit corridors, crafted to confuse, even to discourage the curious. For it is here, deep in the bowels of the palace, that the monarchy's most guarded secrets rest in cool darkness, far from the light of day. It is said that within these vaults lie the echoes of tales that even the grandest of biographies dare not tell, concealed by intent, held captive by necessity. These are the remnants of a saga marked by triumphs and betrayals, where even the walls have ears, and the secrets they hear are never to be spoken aloud. Among the artifacts, a particular wedding gift sits silently, a symbol of affection and power, extraordinary not only for what it is, but for the untold stories it bears. The gift holds the weight of rulers' legacies, kept under lock and key, away from prying eyes that might unravel its profound significance. What past, What scandal might require such secrecy that a gift intended for celebration was hidden from history's gaze? As Catherine descends into this shadowed realm, the air grows heavier, the mysteries more tantalizing. She can almost feel the tickle of legends stirring, myths swirling like the chill that runs up her spine. Stories whisper of jewels laden with curses, of documents that could rewrite history's pages, locked safely away from public knowledge. But this particular gift intrigues her with its silent eloquence, the craftsmanship. The hidden symbols etched into its surface might hold clues to a chapter fiercely protected by the royal family. Catherine's hands tremble as she grasps the relic, feeling the pulse of countless monarchs who once held it dear. The weight, though not physical, is immense. It connects her to a lineage of decisions and deceptions, of love and loathing whispered through corridors of power. Each touch draws her deeper into the narrative, the threads of history tangling with her own curiosity. What was it about this relic that demanded such concealment? Was it the ties it had to a time of upheaval, of alliances forged and broken, or perhaps dark deeds now locked in the past? Each possibility is more beguiling than the last. With her curiosity ignited, Catherine sets out on a journey to uncover who hid this relic and why, tracing its path through turbulent times. What if the Queen's wedding gift contained the secrets of a legacy shrouded in mystery? Delve into the personal significance this gift holds, potentially shifting our understanding of Queen Elizabeth's early reign and the monarchy itself. What untold stories lie beneath its delicate wrappings? In a world where every gesture carried the weight of dynastic significance, the Queen's wedding gift was not just an ornate artifact, but a cryptic testament to the journey she was embarking upon. The unveiling of this gift whispered of stories untold, its mysteries wrapped delicately in the guise of grace and grandeur. Catherine, a descendant of the royal lineage tasked with its unveiling, felt the weight of this task. For with each layer she peeled away, she drew closer not only to the object itself, but to an era when the Queen, young and vibrant, stood at the precipice of history. The fabric surrounding the gift was not just embroidered with gold, but embroidered with the whispers of 1,000 tales, each stitch a testament to the monarch's first steps into a world of power and unexpected solitude. Catherine's hands trembled slightly as she reflected on these revelations. Each crease in the fabric seemed to tell her of Elizabeth's delicate balance between duty and desire, the quiet struggles echoing through the years, carried on the royal wind. The sensation of the silk between Catherine's fingers was not only tactile but visceral, evoking emotional currents she dared not let slip into mere consciousness. It was as if Elizabeth herself stood beside her, a young bride yet a resolute sovereign, sharing both wisdom and lament. In these moments, Catherine could almost hear the hushed voice of a once timid princess, courageously stepping into her destined role amidst envy and admiration. The corridors of Elizabeth's early reign, speculative and as varied as they were, seemed to materialize before Catherine's eyes. Rumors and truths danced in tandem: her marriage to a foreign prince, a union where intrigue and passion were in constant upheaval. This gift, perhaps a peace offering, perhaps a challenge, seemed to bridge the intimate and the political in Elizabeth's life. It was a testament to both love and endurance, one that hinted at nights filled with soft laughter, but also sharp, private tears. The walls of their early home, wrapped in both opulence and expectations, now seemed to echo with tales that perhaps only this gift could translate. Intricately hidden within the artistry were symbols that appeared not only beautiful but laden with messages, discernible only to the few who dared to look deeper. A rose entwined with a thorn, both a promise and a warning, a dove poised in flight, liberation kissed with fragility. The tales of alliances forged in secrecy and rivalries fanned by ambition were hinted at in these delicate etchings. These allusions, like skeleton keys, hinted at doors that had been bolted shut long ago, but now beckoned Catherine to probe further, to unravel connections as intricate as the gift itself. The gift, with its enigmas and elegance, seemed to map the labyrinth of Elizabeth's early married days, revealing to Catherine a queen who was both regal and profoundly human. It called forth visions of power struggles, gambled over friendly cups of tea, fortunes whispered over ornate chessboards. Each detail of the gift, whether deliberately placed or serendipitously found, forged paths of tangled relationships. It bore witness to a monarchy in flux, where even the smallest gesture could shift fault lines beneath the palace floors. As Catherine unveils the layers, the story of the gift begins to intertwine seamlessly with the larger tapestry of royal history, leading her deeper into a world of historical whispers and long-lost secrets. Step into the world of royal romance. The Queen's original wedding gift is more than a token. It narrates an untold saga of love, triumph, and sacrifice. How does this discovery rewrite the fairy tale story we've all come to know and challenge the fairy tale narrative? It was not just any gift wrapped in opulence, but a delicate timepiece whose subtle beats marked more than just the passage of hours. In its intricate design, one finds echoes of the first hesitant steps of affection between Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Their courtship, away from public eyes, was woven with moments that whispered timeless promises. The watch held the secret of their early laughter and clandestine glances, vibrating with the energy of a love daring to thrive where tradition seemed insurmountable. Yet, behind the pair's public smiles lay stories shadowed in sacrifice, choices that painted a regal love fraught with unspoken compromise. The Queen, standing amidst the weighty walls of expectation, bore decisions that reshaped her life for a throne and a husband. The whispers surrounding her hesitance, the long nights of doubt, these were immortalized within detours and delicacies of their love, each decision casting shadows on gilded portraits that hung in royal halls. But what stood undeniable was the strength of their bond. A powerful yet tender tether linked them through trials few could fathom. Together they crafted a sepulchral majesty within the walls of Buckingham, while dwelling privately in the warmth of mutual respect and enduring affection. As layers of meaning unfolded, the gift emerged both as a silent witness and a symbol of the trials that tormented the royal family. In its ticking heart, one felt the perpetual cadence of duty entwined with devotion, an elixir potent with the essence of their shared reign and relentless challenges. The tiny hands moved in steady rhythm, evoking battles won, tears shed, and discipline demanded by an unyielding crown. It transcended trinket status to become a cerebral memoir, shaping tales of a dynasty grappling with modernity and history. The details unfolded like petals within a blooming flower. Emeralds and diamonds, set against a cool facade, whispered messages in tones both hopeful and courageous. The midnight blue sapphire captured the vastness of possibilities, once touched with the fervor of youthful monarchs spiriting toward a future they could sculpt. Unlike the cerulean seas separating realms, this struggle neither rested nor relented. Within the microcosm rested an eternal balancing act of heart and hand, strategy meeting sentiment. Time alters perceptions, and once heated discussions about the gift merged into the more nuanced fabric of the family's evolving ethos. Shifts in opinion marked the passage, with approval waxing and waning like tides across monarchical politics. It witnessed generations who dared to dream differently, adding to the delicate chronicle confined within metal and mystery. As romance intertwines with duty, Catherine begins to unravel the complex web of relationships and power plays that dictated the gift's concealment. The story does not merely stop at luster and allure, but invites a gaze beyond glamour, to where legacy intertwines with the personal, shaping and being shaped by the relentless crawl of time, whispered by the watch to the next in line for the crown. Not all is what it seems behind the gilded gates. This hidden artifact is a key to understanding internal palace politics that few could imagine. For centuries, within the hallowed halls of the monarchy, a delicate dance of power had been played. Beneath the polished veneer, the royal family moved like chess pieces, each artfully considering their next move, their next ally, their next betrayal. In the shadows of those grand, echoing corridors, whispers told of allegiances formed not by blood, but by necessity. Old rivalries simmered beneath the surface, like an undertow waiting to pull the unwary under. These whispered alliances shifted, as the sea does, often dictated by the artifact of legend, a relic not meant to adorn or impress, but to wield silently. Its very existence was shrouded in secrecy, a pawn and a peacemaker, influencing the throne's very inheritance. Amongst its many roles, perhaps most chilling was its use as leverage, a quiet threat, a silent promise. Royals played silent games of brinkmanship, their faces schooled into masks of decorum, while beneath those masks lay the knowledge that a single misstep could see the artifact turn against them. Queen Elizabeth, regal and astute, stood at the centre of many of these unspoken agreements and fierce rivalries. Her rule was a tapestry woven from trust and treachery, her closest advisors a mix of friends and foes. There were those who whispered counsel in her ear, motivated by ambition and loyalty in equal measure. Political maneuvers were enacted beneath a facade of unity, each decision a calculated move in a much larger game that sought for power, frequently testing the fine lines of royal decorum. The players knew their roles, and the foregone rules that might save or condemn them. Within the confines of the palace, tension ebbed and flowed, a tide directed by those secret dealings. Outside, however, the world clamoured at the gates, a world of governments and power brokers, keen to etch their influence onto the royal canvas. External political entities manoeuvred craftily, their eyes ever on the prize each sought to claim. Their entanglement with the royal family drew them into the intricate web of power plays, their interests aligned or crossed with the throne. Every act, every decision, was amplified beyond the castle walls. Amidst this charged atmosphere, Catherine emerged from the labyrinthine corridors of intrigue. Her instincts sharpened by the undertones of danger, she felt the stakes raise with each revelation. This was not merely about the artifact, but the forces it shaped, the alliances it solidified, and the faint tremors of distrust that rippled outward. The pieces were finally becoming clear to her, like a mosaic slowly piecing together a grander conspiracy. Every glance, every hushed conversation bore weight. For her, the truth lay tantalizingly close, a culmination of risk and relentless pursuit. As political tensions bubble beneath the surface, Catherine spies a new angle that could reveal the extent of secrets the palace guards. The revelations loomed on the horizon, promising to shatter the image of serenity once forged by monarchy mythology. She knew with clarity that the stakes went beyond a single artifact. They touched upon the very soul and spectre of the crown itself. The path forward was uncertain, but no longer obscured, ready for Catherine to navigate the turbulent waters that held truths both forgotten and forbidden. The mysterious shadows of the past hovered ominously over the grand halls of the monarchy, secrets wrapped tightly around the very foundation of its splendor. Decades-old mysteries loomed large as Catherine delved deeper into the scandalous past, pulling at threads that threatened to unravel the carefully woven tapestry of royal decorum. It began with a concealed wedding gift, a seemingly innocent artifact that, to the discerning eye, whispered tales of betrayal and subterfuge. Every revelation seemed to add new layers, each more tangled than the last, exposing a world rife with intrigue and mystery. Who among the revered had the most to lose, if this sordid tale ever saw the light of day? Cautiously, Catherine pieced together the puzzle, guided by speculative whisperings about controversial figures entwined with the artifact's concealment. Dark figures of prominent stature, whose names were etched into the annals of regal history, emerged as potential shadows behind the curtain. Whispers of illicit affairs and clandestine liaisons within the royal circle pervaded the air, like an intoxicating perfume that left scandal in its wake. It was a tightrope of propriety and deceit, where love and betrayal danced a dangerous waltz, leaving in its raucous aftermath the faint but unyielding echo of risks taken for love or power, or perhaps both. The temptation to unearth every hidden truth was great, but with it came the storm of potential high-stakes international repercussions. The gift, shrouded in such secrecy, bore not only the weight of forgotten passions, but the heavy implications of international unrest, should its story unfurl beyond the regal walls. As this formidable truth hovered in the balance, Any exposure risked a shift in alliances and a ripple effect across borders already taut with political tension. Indeed, this was no mere trinket but a testament to the monarchy's intricate dance with societal influences, an emblem of past indiscretions laid bare before the world. Throughout this investigative odyssey, Catherine uncovered hidden documents rich with peculiarities that supported unusual claims about royal protocols. Each line read like a forbidden whisper from the past, revealing how far the monarchy would go to protect its sanctified image. An image that now flickered like a candle in a drafty hall, vulnerable to the winds of disclosure. In these scrolls, Catherine found evidences of ordinations and modifications to customs, a deliberate orchestration aimed at guarding a narrative fashioned to withstand scrutiny, insulating the crown from the barbs of scandal. But even amid the cloak and dagger affairs, there emerged clear indications of those who were painstakingly active in keeping the secret alive. Guardians of the truth or architects of deception. Trusted confidants within the inner sanctum, faces in the royal portrait who stood solemnly by as history unfolded. Their silence a testament to loyalty or, perhaps, complicity. Their involvement painted a potent picture of a monarchy, both embraced and restrained by the ties that bound its saga to public shrouds. With every uncovering, the narrative darkened, painting a picture of a royal family steeped in secrets, with Catherine drawing ever closer to exposing their truth. Yet, as she neared the heart of the storm, she knew some mysteries, once uncovered, are destined to spiral into chaos, tearing at the very heart of majesty itself. Catherine stood in the shadowed recess of the ancient palace, every stone whispering the weight of the legacy she now carried. The secret she unearthed was no mere skeleton in a gilded closet. It was a spectre that could transform history itself. Her heart pounded with a mix of dread and resolve, knowing that this revelation was not simply about names in books, but about the living, breathing kingdom that could crumble or be reborn on the strength of her decision. The truth glinted with the promise of liberation, yet alongside it lay the peril of unraveling the delicate threads of the royal fabric. Could this truth set them free? Or would it be their undoing? Inside, her emotions swirled like a tempest. The tumultuous sea her mind had become. Loyalty tugged at her, a chain forged by tradition and duty, pulling against the yearning for transparency and justice. The duty she owed to her ancestors bore down heavily, yet the pull toward honesty seemed to offer salvation from the tides of history's errors. Her heart wrenched painfully, caught between the past's solemn whispers and an uncertain future's loud demands. Desperation tinged with guilt settled in her chest. The duality of her role weighed her down like an unsheddable cloak. As night turned to dawn, those she trusted the most surrounded her, threading through the complex weave of advice with their varied perspectives. Some, steeped in the old world's ways, urged caution, emphasizing the perils of disturbing a fragile lineage with such incendiary truths. Others, more fervent for progress, championed the idea of truth as an inevitable floodgate necessary, though potentially catastrophic. Their words echoed in her mind, a chorus of conflicting guidance that left her more adrift than before. Each argument, sincerely given yet possibly destructive, sowed seeds of clarity and confusion in equal measure. She could see the ripples already, imagining how this could shift the current reign and twist the fate of those yet to climb the throne's steps. This didn't only involve her own legacy, but the future of a nation long entangled with its monarchs. The implications huddled over her like a storm cloud, offering visions of what might follow peace and justice, or chaos and fragmentation. How much was tradition worth, and what of the responsibilities to those who might suffer the consequences of her choice? The waves of uncertainty crashed against her every thought, relentless and haunting. In moments stolen from eternity, she pondered the price of exposing secrets concealed by centuries. The past echoed with a murmur that seemed to say, "Protect us," even as the present shouted for change. Yet, could veiling the course of history be justified by the potential harm of its uncovering? In her heart, a flame flickered with fierce defiance against deceit, But the doom-laden possibility of a royal cataclysm could not be ignored. Catherine weighed each stroke of history's pendulum, struggling against time's inexorable march toward an unknown verdict. Would her decision bind the monarchy, entwining its members closer with the truths set free, or would it sever the already fragile connections that drew them together? Her mind spun with visions of rebirth and ruin, power and vulnerability. Would her choice uplift generations or unravel the tapestry woven so tightly over the ages? These reflections haunted her every breath, as insistent yet enigmatic as the riddle of her own conscience. As Catherine stands at a crossroads, she ponders how history will judge her choices, aware that every step is a walk on a razor's edge. In a climax that promises to reveal all, Catherine resolves to uncover secrets buried for decades. Evidence whispered through the corridors of time falls into place, layer by delicate layer, as she traces the whispered paths of those who dared to question the inviolable. Her resolve is a force of nature, driven by glimpses of truth caught like fragile butterflies glimpsed in moments of enlightenment. As she threads each fragment together, a narrative unfolds like an ancient tapestry where the fates of the monarchy twist tighter, every thread thicker with portent. Families entrenched in their power and privilege, suddenly vulnerable, open like forgotten diaries. The arcane truths hidden beneath the gilded veneer buck and strain in their retreat from secrecy. Catherine stands at the edge of revelation, her breath mingling with the tension in the air, the ultimate reveal poised like a dancer set to spring. The significance of what lies in her grasp is not lost on her. The weight of centuries leaning in anticipation. In a voice layered with centuries of untold stories, the climax resonates. The truth, so long suffocated beneath silence, surges towards its audience with profound conviction. Without reservation, she shares what she has uncovered with the world: the secret lineage, the hidden letters, the betrayals that fractured alliances and reshaped destinies. It is a tale of power both raw and refined, a gladiator's sphere of twisted honor and treachery. As the revelations ripple through the monarchy, the air is thick with explosive reactions. Words of astonishment transform into fractured cries and whispers sour with disbelief. Those within the royal circle, their lives hardwired to every twist and turn of this revelation, face a new day shaded with an unfamiliar understanding. Where allegiance lay secure, now the winds of change scatter certainty like chaff on the breeze. The Queen's legacy, once a polished jewel in the crown of history, is reconstructed in the mind's eye of a knowing public. Her tapestry of achievements is no less rich, but now interwoven with truths both acknowledged and surreptitiously denied. There is a strength in seeing it whole, the triumph interlaced with human error, the undeniable interconnectedness of power and vulnerability finally acknowledged. And yet, as the dust settles, tantalizing thunderheads lurk on the horizon. Open questions hang in the air, suggesting other secrets still to be brought to light. Ghosts of mysteries yet unsolved linger just beneath the surface, and the thought of what might yet come to pass dances tantalizingly just out of reach. As the past emerges into the light of the present, only time will tell what comes next for the monarchy in the wake of such revelations. In the wake of revelation, the monarchy stands at a threshold of transformation. Will they embrace this newfound transparency, or will old habits die hard? As the dust settles, Catherine catalyzes a moment of potential rebirth for the royal family, ushering in a new era. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. Reflecting on the aftermath of the revelations, the public's perception of the monarchy has shifted dramatically. Where once there was unquestioning reverence, now there is curiosity and a demand for change. The centuries-old institution, seemingly immovable, finds itself at a crossroads, its members scrutinized under a new lens of truth and accountability. The royal family's response is nothing short of pivotal. Whispers of reform echo through gilded halls, hinting at a recalibration of traditions long held sacred. Inspired by Catherine's bravery, there is talk of transparency introducing a monarchy that not only commands respect by birthright, but earns it through actions and integrity. As speculation mounts about the monarchy's evolution, the possibilities seem as endless as they are intriguing. Could this ancient institution shed its layers of secrecy and become a symbol of modernity and progress? There is a glimmer of hope that this may usher in a period defined by compassion and understanding, where past missteps serve as lessons and not prescriptive badges. But such transformations demand courage and foresight, daunting tasks for a monarchy fortified by centuries of continuity. It is Catherine's reflections, though, on this unexpected odyssey that resonate most strongly. She emerged as a catalyst for change, a figurehead of boldness in a world shrouded in ritualistic decorum. Her journey hasn't just altered the course of a single family's history, but has ripples that threaten to reshape the very foundation of what's expected from royalty. The public discourse surrounding this potential reinvention sizzles with enthusiasm. Across the nation and beyond, dialogues brim with excitement at the prospects lying before the royal family. There is a shared belief in the power of reinvention, as citizens voice their aspirations for a dynamic institution that remains in tune with the public consciousness. Yet amidst this optimism, there lingers a tantalizing thought. Could there be more hidden gifts, truths cloaked in time, that might emerge to alter history once more? It is a question that excites the imagination, leaving both royals and commoners in anticipation. As the monarchy contemplates its legacy, one truth remains clear: the course of history is always subject to change. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in next one.